There is evidence that statins could lower the risk of heart attack and stroke by reducing the risk of fatty plaques breaking off the wall of arteries. But despite these promising findings, many still shun the drug. The notorious reputation of statins is owed to widespread complaints of muscle pain. But there is little evidence supporting the clinical relevance of such complaints, with some experts putting them down to the nocebo effect. Some studies, however, have demonstrated a link between statin use and other adverse reactions, such as infection by Staphylococcus. A study published in the British Journal of Clinical Pharmacology found the risk of infection with Staphylococcus was significantly greater among participants using statins. During their study, the researchers established a link between the drug and soft skin tissue infections, STIs, specifically. In fact, researchers noted that statins were associated with significant skin and soft tissue infections, significant diabetes risk, and diabetic patients had increased risk of SSTIs. They continued, diabetes and non-diabetic statin users had significantly increased risks of SSTIs, while the influence from socioeconomic status was not significant for each of the three relationships. Statin side effects, the severe warning sign in your mood, how common is it? The study drew on a database of war veterans and widows who were followed over a period of 12 years. Findings suggested that people taking statins were 40% more likely to develop skin and soft tissue infections due to Staphylococcus aureus. The team suggested that the cholesterol-lowering drug could inhibit crucial immune system cells, which may leave patients more vulnerable to infection. They concluded, statins are associated with increased risk of SSTIs via direct and indirect mechanisms, probably independent of diabetes or socioeconomic statuses. Don't miss, Omicron symptoms, 7 early symptoms to spot. Insight, Strictly Star praised for normalizing health condition, latest, Omicron, doctor shares the predominant symptom to look for. Informer, we believe that clinicians should be aware of the association between statins and SSTIs and, where appropriate, monitor blood glucose levels of statins users. The two most common causes of soft tissue infections are Staphylococcus aureus and Streptococcus. The bacteria that cause these infections typically live on the surface of the skin, harmlessly. Staph causes serious infections when it gets into the blood. This can lead to sepsis or death, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Symptoms of such infections include painful red lumps on the skin, or abscesses, which refers to a buildup of pus. Staph bacteria can also cause most serious infections, like blood poisoning and toxic shock syndrome, explains the NHS. These are much less common than skin infections. The Health Body adds, bacteria live on and around the skin and are the most common cause of SSTIs as they can enter your body in many ways, including through punctures, small cuts, scars, and surgical site wounds. The infection can be avoided by washing hands thoroughly and keeping wounds covered. The Mayo Clinic also recommends washing clothing and bedding in hot water, as staph bacteria can survive on sheets that aren't washed properly. Taking certain food safety precautions may also be necessary for warding off the condition, as well as washing hands before handling food to prevent infection through ingestion.